Everyone knows exactly what SPF stands for.
I have no idea. Do you?
Do you?
Do you?
Do you?
Hi, I'm Pressley.
And I'm Madison.
I'm an actor, singer, and dancer who is always ready for my next adventure.
And I have a reputation for smashing assumptions and spreading positivity everywhere that I go.
We're both living our best lives, but we know firsthand what it feels like to be overwhelmed or confused when it comes to health and wellness conversations.
That's why we're teaming up with Colgate Palmolive for Serving Smiles, a podcast that cuts through the noise to simplify topics like oral health, skin health, pet, nutrition, and more.
We're swapping stories, chatting with experts, and building you a toolkit for navigating adulthood one small choice at a time.
No shame, no gatekeeping, just real talk, real people, and real smiles.
So stop surviving
and start serving.
Welcome to Serving Smiles, and you better fix your face because today we're talking about skincare.
I love skincare. It's something my mom and I do together.
Yeah, drop that skincare routine, okay? Because you're both glowing.
I love that. Before we bring our expert in, we're playing a game of agree or disagree, where we take turns asking agree or disagree questions. Let's go.
Okay, let's do it.
Agree or disagree? It's okay to skip sunscreen if it's cloudy?
I mean, I agree.
Oh, you agree?
That's the wrong answer. So I'm going to say disagree. You should always wear sunscreen.
You just said the other way around.
Yeah, well,
girl.
because I know that the right answer is that I should agree with that, but the truth is I don't.
Okay.
But I feel like I'm going to learn better today.
Well, you will for sure. With me, I'll make sure your skin always looks good.
Agree or disagree, everyone should wear sunscreen every day.
I totally agree. Everyone who wears sunscreen all day, every day when they can be.
Okay,
and protecting their face when they go into the sun.
I love that. Okay, I'm going to start wearing it every day. Okay?
You should.
Okay, well.
Agree or disagree? The ideal skincare routine is 17 steps.
Disagree. I think that less is more. I used to have a 17-step skincare routine, but I cut mine down and my skin, I feel like, has gotten better.
That's really good for you.
Agree or disagree? Every skincare trend on TikTok is worth trying and works.
Disagree.
I agree.
Agree or disagree? Lots of people hated getting sunscreen put on them as a kid.
Oh my gosh, agree. I used to hate it because my mom used to not like blend it in all the way or rub it in all the way, so it'd have like white marks on me. I hated it.
I actually love that you just threw your mom under the bus. This is so good. Sorry, moms, if you're listening.
Agree or disagree? Everyone has a sunburn horror story.
Agreed.
I definitely do.
Can you please tell me what it is? So we'd love to know.
Okay, so as we've kind of established, I have a problem putting on sunscreen. So yeah, I was on vacation once and I laid out in the sun for a little too long and I was forced to wear a rash guard for the rest of the trip. Yeah, it was not cute, not fun. Clearly I didn't learn my lesson though, so.
Hopefully you can get better at it.
Yeah, maybe after today I will.
Perfect. Agree or disagree? The best skincare is usually the most expensive.
Oh my gosh, disagree. I don't think that the price matters, just quality and just finding what works for you.
Agree or disagree? If your moisturizer has SPF in it, that counts as wearing sunscreen?
Agree?
I love how cute you are.
Agree or disagree? It's kind of fun to pop pimples.
I disagree on that one.
I think it's so fun.
You have your thing, I have my thing.
Yeah, we have our thing. Agree to disagree.
Perfect. Agree, disagree. All the way, girl. Agree or disagree? Asking someone to put sunscreen on their back always feels silly.
Agree. Unless it's my mom. I don't think I've ever asked anyone to do that.
I have. Plenty of times with anybody, not just my mom. So there's a lot more we have to learn about skincare, but that's why we have our guest here.
He's a dermatologist, surgeon, sun care expert, and the owner of a killer mustache. It's Dr. Teo Soleymani.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't know if I have a killer mustache, but thank you.
But I just really wanted to ask you, what are some of the most common misconceptions about skincare?
So I could think of three things right off the bat. Number one, skincare doesn't have to be expensive. Expensive doesn't mean better. Multi-step routines, you don't need a multi-step or complicated routine. Less is more, simpler is more. And believe it or not, the sun can be your friend. You don't have to fear the sun. Just, sun safety is the right way to go.
Oh my God, I love that. I learned a lot from you just saying that.
Appreciate that.
Okay, so what do you think helps prevent aging more?
Neuromodulators.
Or sunscreen?
Industry may hate me, but sunscreen by far. You look at, like I said, if you put, a grape in the sun, it turns into a raisin.
Neuromodulators.
Won't fix that. But if you protect that grape from getting a lot of UV, it'll never shrivel. So sun protection is first, all the other fun stuff later.
And what kind of sunscreen is really good to protect your face before you go into the sun?
I tend to like minerals a little bit better, but I would weigh the fact of picking a sunscreen in which you would use daily over the nuances of the ingredients. Again, like my practice always carries Ulta MD. It's a tried and true brand that we stand by as dermatologists. But honestly, anything that you'll consistently use is something I recommend.
Like every day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, another question I wanted to ask you was, who has to wear sunscreen? When do they have to wear it? And how often do you have to put it on?
Who has to wear sunscreen? Anybody who cares about their skin. So there's a lot of reasons that you want to wear sunscreen. It's not just skin cancer prevention, but it's anti-aging. It helps you look and feel younger. How often to apply is the hardest part. Generally, our guidelines say every 2 hours. In reality, most people are not reapplying every 2 hours. I say as much as you can remember, that's how often you should reapply. The
really
simple rule of thumb that I tell people to use is the 2-finger rule for your face. You need 2 fingers worth of sunscreen. That equates to about half a gram of sunscreen. That's for your face. Skincare is not perfect. Everybody can't follow an ideal regimen. So we have to be real with ourselves that everyday real world settings are the best that we can do, and that's okay. I think everybody should use it daily. It's not, you don't only use it if you're in the sun. UV, you can't see through clouds. You can't see through car windows, but it penetrates. It's an invisible form of light. And if you're going to be outside at any period of time and you worry about the health of your skin, you should put on some sort of sun protective measure. I like sunscreen, broad-brimmed hats, things like that.
Oh my God, I love that.
And speaking of protecting your skin, when you're looking for a good sunscreen, what's something that you should look for on a label, and do the SPF numbers matter, and what do they mean?
Yeah, great question. So there's a lot of nuances in this. The simplest thing you want to look for in a label is something that says broad spectrum, meaning it covers UVA and UVB light. SPF stands for sun protection factor. It's a number that tells you how much time you can be in the sun while you're protected. So if you burned in 10 minutes, technically an SPF of 30 allows you to burn in 300 minutes. Now, this is not real world settings. So in reality, it's not that much time. Most people don't put on enough and most people don't reapply.
Yeah.
But the SPF is originally just for UVB. So you want to look for something that says broad spectrum that covers UVA as
I
well.
love that. I actually have that kind of sunscreen. I put that on my face almost like every day.
Fantastic. I think sunscreen is a foundational key for your skin.
What are the steps of putting cream or sunscreen on your face when you just want to be yourself?
So for me, it's pretty simple. I think the first thing you look at is what your skin type is. If you tend to have oily skin, a good wash and maybe a toner if needed, a good moisturizer at night, and a retinoid, obviously a sunscreen in the morning. If your skin is drier, you may not necessarily need the toner, but still the sunscreen in the morning, a good thicker moisturizer, and a retinoid at night. And that is really key for almost everyone.
How does that usually work? If you put sunscreen right first thing, can you combine the two together, or you cannot combine the two together?
So the general rule of thumb for skin is medicine always on first. So anything that's behaving like a medicine. Then your sunscreen, then if you wear makeup, makeup on at the end. The key is to look for something that says non-comedogenic, which means it's been tested not to clog your pores, because things that moisturize can be over-occlusive, meaning they'll clog your skin if they haven't been tested for that.
Wow. That's so
I did not know that. I'm going to go check all of my products when I get home.
Now we really have to do this, Pressley.
Yeah, we do. We really do. So we were kind of talking about this earlier, but what is advice that you would give someone who's very overwhelmed by conflicting skincare information on the internet? Because there's a lot out there.
Yeah, there is a lot of data. There's a lot of information. A lot of it's great. A lot of it's nonsense. To simplify it, I would first seek advice from somebody who's an expert in their field. You wouldn't ask me what I think about changing your oil. The same concept is you wouldn't trust somebody who necessarily isn't an expert in their skin giving you skin advice. If you have any questions, see your local dermatologist, somebody who's board certified and has been trained in those things. Generally, I stay away from multi-step routines. I stay away from people selling a lot of things. I think less is more. The other thing that I say is you have to look at what bothers you and address the issues that way. I think you can go down the rabbit hole trying to address a bunch of things that weren't ever a problem to begin with, and now you find yourself in a pickle. So I would say listen to your dermatologist, keep it simple, and most of it'll settle out.
What internet skincare tip really makes you laugh?
Probably say Snail Mucin, or putting a lot of Snail Mucin on your face. I find that kind of silly. I don't think it does much. I think it's just a glorified, nice humectant moisturizer. I think you'll find better options that are probably a lot more cost effective, but it makes me chuckle thinking about a bunch of snails on your face.
Oh my God, that is actually very funny.
Yeah, I did try it. I don't really know if it makes a difference, but everyone was talking about it, so I had to give it a try. But so it was just really essentially just like moisturizes your face.
It's a nice glorified moisturizer.
Huh. Oh, so it's kind of like a cream that you put on your face.
It's like the mucin that comes out of the mucus that comes out of a snail. They package it and then make it something that you apply to your skin.
Oh, wow.
Wait, that's what, I had no idea that's what it was. I can't believe I put that on my skin. That is so scary. I had no idea. How hot is too hot of water to wash your face?
Whatever my wife uses is too hot. It's really hot. I think she showers in boiling water. But, warm water tends to be better because it softens the ceramides that may have dried on your skin, which are the oils of our skin, or the sebum that's on our skin, which are the oils that come out of our pores. Hot obviously can make people flush a little bit. So if you have a little bit of rosacea or rosiness of the cheeks, the really hot water can temporarily make you look redder, and it can be off-putting. I tend not to like cold right away because also the warm dilates some of those pores and helps really clean your skin out a little bit. So I tend to say lukewarm.
But I will say in the shower, like burning hot water, like that is the way to go. I think.
I don't know about that.
I can't stand hot water.
If you like really hot showers, it can dry your skin out a little bit more. If you have eczema, it can make your eczema a little bit worse. So make sure you moisturize when you come out. Right. And the analogy I give for like washing your face is if you've ever washed dishes or anything that has a little bit of grease to it, you tend to need the warm water to soften the grease up, right? Same thing with the skin of our face.
Makes sense.
You want to soften some of the ceramides, the sebum that comes off, and then you can use the cold to finish.
Oh, wow. Okay, now we both know what to do. How bad is it if I forget to wash my face before bed?
Well, every once in a while is not bad, but you really want to wash your face. You want to keep that glow going. And I like jokingly say, don't make it a chore and do it for your pores, But I think
like that.
It'll help your skin because we accumulate all of our environmental damage, all the pollutants from our day's activities. Eventually, you want to clean some of that off to prevent simple things like breakouts, blemishes, early premature aging from environmental pollutants, plus all the stuff you may put on your skin. So you want to reset at night.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's why you have to wash your face at night also, not just in the mornings.
Well, at least once a day for certain. I definitely recommend washing before you sleep. Also, your pillowcases will probably thank you for it.
Okay, good to know. Because sometimes I don't usually do that. I do it more everything in the mornings, but now maybe I can start doing it both ways.
I think so too.
Okay, so glass skin. What really is that, and what does it even really mean?
Yeah, that's a really popular trending idea now, and it basically premises around the idea of your skin is so perfectly shiny and clean that it looks like there's a layer of glass on top.
Right.
Wow.
And it's been popularized in social media, and it's been popularized in a lot of countries like South Korea, where there's a big dedicated push to having flawless, uniform, even colored skin. The reality is that glass skin is not practically sustainable. You may be able to achieve it and maintain it, but our skin is living. It will break out eventually. It'll show some things. I want to say like a lot of younger people want perfectly glass skin and they look for this term, but trying to strive for that, it stresses a lot of people out. It's not practical.
Right.
Okay, what does turning over your skincare mean?
So when we use the term, or I use the term turning your skin over, that pertains to how quickly new skin comes to the surface. So we make new skin every 28 days, but certain medications, retinoids, retinols, increase the time that your skin turns over. So instead of taking 28 days, it takes 7 days.
Perfect.
So it helps push things out and get new skin to come to the surface to not allow pollutants and toxins and oils and sebum to sit on the skin to decongest your skin.
Wow, this is a really cool pointer.
I did not know that. Does healthy skin mean that you have to have perfect skin? Or, are pimples okay? Or does that mean you have unhealthy skin?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think anything that we see on social platforms is necessarily real or authentic. Our skin is a living, dynamic organ. We have new skin every 28 days. So it's okay to have some breakouts. It's okay to have some pimples. You're going to have good days and bad days. The goal is to make sure your good days outnumber your bad days.
Right.
And if there's a bad day, figure out what's causing it and then correct for it. I don't think perfect skin is a reality. I don't think having consistently uniform skin is a reality. Now, some people tend to have genetics that provide more of that than other people, but
Right.
our skin is living, it's breathing, it's changing, and it's going to do that. It's going to show your mood. It's going to show your stressors. It's going to show all the things that you're going through. So we kind of treat it as such. But I think in reality, healthy skin is dynamic skin, and tending to it is what is going to make it look and glow from the inside and out.
Right. And I actually have a question. When it comes to your skin and creating healthy skin, is it more than just your skincare? Like, are there other things that go into it? Like, I don't know, what you eat and gut health and stuff like that?
Yeah. There's absolutely a huge connection between our gut microbiome, our skin microbiome, and our skin health. That's really at the forefront of skin right now. Understanding what you eat, the bacteria and how they metabolize and they process inflammation dictates to what your skin looks like. Right. Even things like daily stressors. Right. When you're stressed out, your skin breaks out. Right. And the reason for that is actually biologic. There's a cortisol response in your body. And as cortisol, which is a type of steroid our body releases, is secreted over time, it breaks your skin down. It breaks down collagen and elastin. It increases oil production, which causes breakouts. So there's a lot of things that there's reality to life stressors, things you eat. There's things that you can do to improve your skin from the inside out as well. There's a lot more than just the things that we put on from the outside. But obviously, the skin being an organ that shields us from the outside, we think outside in only, but that's not true.
What are your thoughts on annual skin checks?
I love them. I recommend them. I think they're an easy, effective way to correct things that can be corrected or find things that may hurt you in the future. I generally recommend it for anybody around teenage years or older. Obviously, if you have issues with your skin, you have a personal or family history of skin cancer, see your dermatologist more frequently, but definitely annual skin checks are an excellent way to stay on top of your skin.
Now we're doing a segment called Your Daily Serve,
where we ask everyone to give our audience some affirmations to help them apply everything we learned today.
and Sarah smiles while doing it. Okay, so for today's affirmation, we're asking you, what affirmations would you give someone to remind them to put on sunscreen?
Well, the simplest thing I can say is if you want to stay looking young and healthy and you don't want to wrinkle like a raisin, put on some sunscreen. But also importantly, you want to protect your skin. It's not just about the looks, but it's about skin health. So I say it's self-care, not skincare.
And I love that, and I totally agree with you.
Okay, that was amazing. Madison, it's your turn. What are some affirmations you would give someone to hype them up when they want to wash their face, even though they are so tired?
Even though I'm so tired and people can be so tired of having to give up on themselves and everything so fast and so quickly, just do it. And when you wash your face, something you just feel so much better after you're done everything, more refreshed, and you're clean to be able to get to bed.
I agree. I think that you just always feel so much better.
I feel that so much. Well, thank you so much, Evelyn, for coming on this podcast. I was really looking forward to talking to you and being with you, and I had so much fun with you, so thank you.
Yes, thank you. We learned so much, and I am going to be wearing SPF every single day.
And I'll try to make sure that I wash my face twice.
Absolutely.
if I can.
I appreciate that. It's an honor to be here, and hopefully this helped provide some very realistic, simple things for everybody that they can use.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Serving Smiles.
Join us next time when we talk to Santa Barbara Humane to ask them the hard questions like,
How do you know you're ready for a pet?
how do I get cats to like me?
And find out what vets wish every owner knew about nutrition.
On Serving Smiles, we're proud to partner with Colgate Palmolive, a company that is reimagining a healthier future for all people, their pets, and our planet. They make the products you love that are probably already in your home. And they're on a mission to make health more accessible for everyone.
To learn more about how Colgate Palmolive is making more smiles every day, check out www.colgatepalmolive.com/servingsmiles. And if you like this episode, you can subscribe to Serving Smiles on YouTube, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on TikTok at Serving Smiles and Instagram at Colgate Palmolive Co.